friends, it's Mr. Jim, and welcome back to Kids Animal Stories. If you're listening to this podcast, that means you love critters of all shapes and sizes, and I need you on our team of critter protectors. Go to kidsanimalstories.com to learn more about what it means to be a critter protector. And we have all kinds of awesome challenges for you to do along the way, so check down below in the show notes, and I will see you there. Are you guys ready for part 2 of Captain Claw's adventure? Me too, let's go! Last time on Kids Animal Stories, we saw that Captain Claw and his entire crew of coconut crabs were sailing across the deep blue ocean on their way to try and find Treasure Island, a place of legendarily rare shells. You see, every coconut crab when they're young, they need to find a shell that will protect them until they're big enough and have some ginormous claws to scare off the predators. Well, unfortunately, while they were sailing across the ocean, a whole flock of seagulls that Captain Claw called the rats of the sea began circling overhead. They had to act fast and did not have time to prepare, but they abandoned ship and jumped into the big old blue ocean. "Arr, mateys, just hang on until we get to the bottom and then we'll be able to figure out what's going on. Arr!" They were all very disoriented as they landed on the sandy bottom of the ocean.
"Okay, Captain, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do?
Arr, matey, it's time we start walking. Our voyage is not over until we arrive at Treasure Island and find our magical shells. Arr!"
Captain Claw and his crew of young coconut crabs started walking along the bottom of the ocean. And that is another very dangerous place. You see, they thought they escaped the danger up above at the surface of the water when the seagulls were being seagull-y. But down at the bottom, there's a whole set of other kinds of predators that would love to,
Captain, octopus looks very hungry. And oh dear, is that a giant shark eyeing me down? I think it's about time that we get some shells. What do you say, Captain?
Arr, there's no way that we're gonna give up quite yet, my crew. These shells here are not special enough for us pirates. Arr! Keep walking, keep walking.
Captain Claw's crew was not very happy with the instructions that their captain just made them, because there were a lot of very hungry looking sharks and octopuses that I think wanted to eat them. They did not make it very long before a very hungry barracuda started barreling down on Captain Claw's crew.
Arr, take cover, mateys. Let's hide in the cave right here. Arr.
The entire crew of very young coconut crabs all rushed into the cave. Their scurrying little legs made it just in time before the barracuda swam right past them.
I don't know about you, Captain, but I'm gonna find a shell here that will protect my little booty from being eaten by a big barracuda.
Arr, I guess you're right. Oh, this is not how I had it planned.
You see, Captain Claw, remember, he only had one claw, and he was using that to carry all of his most prized shiny possessions. And if he was going to have to put on a shell, he was going to have to leave behind all of his shiny possessions, which was very hard for a pirate crab to do. After they all found some very not impressive shells to snug their little booties into, they continued on their journey.
Full steam ahead, my crew. Now that we protected our booties, we must go find the booty on Treasure Island. Arr!
The current then began to shift. Do you know what the current is inside of an ocean? Yeah, it's kind of like the highway, or like the fast way to get around the ocean. And so once you get in the current, you start cruising through the water. And that's exactly what happened to Captain Claw and his entire crew of young coconut crabs. Arr! As he shouted and rolled and tumbled, he was completely out of control. The current of the water was moving him way faster than he was able to, and I think it gave him a little bit of a tummy ache. But the other members of his crew turned into surfing crabs. Yes, it's actually true. Young coconut crabs, when they're moving around, they can actually start surfing the waves, which is super cool. I kind of wish I could do that like them. I don't know how to go surfing. Have you ever gone surfing before? Oh, well, they caught some gnarly waves and found themselves crashing into a ginormous, beautiful tide pool.
Oh boy, this place is beautiful. Captain, look at all this cool stuff over here.
They had landed in a beautiful tide pool full of the most amazing critter life I've ever seen before. Octopus and starfish, baby sharks, and colorful fish of all different colors filled this beautiful tide pool. Have you ever seen a tide pool before full of ocean life? It is an amazing place to explore, and one thing that I know about tide pools is that they do not form in the middle of the ocean. I thought they form right next to an island, or like the shore. I wonder what shore that they have just landed on.
Captain, what do we... Wait a second. Captain, are you okay?
That was some gnarly waves there, my crew. Where in the tarnation are we?
Captain Claw was very dizzy and very confused from that rough ride in.
Well, it looks like we've landed in a very beautiful place.
What are you talking about? Oh, this is nothing compared to Treasure Island. She's beautiful, and look over there. There's a ginormous piece of poop just floating around over there.
A piece of what? Holy smokes, you're right. That is a giant piece of... Wait a second. It's got eyeballs. It just looked at me.
I don't know if you know what's going on, but it sounds very confusing. They just landed in a tide pool and they thought they saw a ginormous piece of stinky, but it's actually not.
Hi guys, my name's Rod.
Your name's Rod. What kind of, critter are you?
I'm a sea cucumber, of course, and welcome to Treasure Island.
And that got Captain Claw's attention.
Did you say Treasure Island? All right, crew, we're back on the mission. Let's go find the treasured shells. Arr!
Holy smokes, this has been quite the wild ride that has landed all of our coconut crab friends to the actual treasure island they were looking for. Even though this is the end of our story, it is just the beginning, I think, of their adventure of finding these very rare treasure shells that they are searching for. The end. Great job, you listened all the way to the end. And do you guys know what a sea cucumber is? Yes, his name was Rod, and he does kind of look like, that stinky thing they said. But sea cucumbers are actual real critters that live in the ocean, and they're pretty silly looking. And right now, I want you to look at the links down below in the show notes that have all the activities that we make for you. So I will see you over there, my critter protectors. I hope you have a super duper day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.